So PTE exam announced major changes for the academic and the UKVI versions happening from 7th of August, and everyone went in a panic state. So what we started doing is started testing the new mock test version that is available on the Pearson website, and I released the first video on the reading results without the help of read aloud. In this video, I'm going to focus on the writing section, and I'm going to test all the templates that we have been publishing on our channel, whether they are working or not. And I have said this before, it was highly unlikely that our templates are not going to work. So let's start exploring. Very promising results very soon are going to be shared with you. Like and subscribe, and let's start talking about the exam experience, real PTE exam official mock test. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. And this time, if you're watching this video, then definitely more promising results have come into play. So as I said before, these changes are only applicable for PTE Academic and PTE UKVI, and these changes will be applicable on or after 7th of August 2025. So if you are taking the exam before 7th of August, then you don't need to worry about this. But if you are taking the exam on or after 7th of August, then definitely you need to watch this video right till the end to check your templates, whether you are using similar templates or not. So we already shared the results, successful results of our PTE reading experience of the official mock test, the new format of the exam without the help of read aloud, and the changes that are going to happen in the exam. And we did apply all the templates that we have been using. I am going to share you the real PTE exam experience, everything. I'll give you the questions as well, but I cannot share the actual results here due to copyright issues, and we don't want to get into trouble by sharing those results. So they will be added to our Instagram account and you can watch it from there. Our live class students are already watching the recording that I made for this particular experience, especially it is related to your templates and everything else related to writing. So let's begin and start exploring how you can still get a perfect 90 without the help of other questions that we were earlier dependent on for PTE writing module. So let's explore the changes first. Now this was PTE exam before. As you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules were actually contributing to your writing scores, and a lot from other modules. So what Pearson has changed going forward from 7th of August for academic and UKVI exams is that reading, writing, fill in the blanks has been renamed officially as drop down fill in the blanks, and that is not going to contribute to your writing scores anymore. And listening fill in the blanks, another significant booster of your writing scores from the listening module, has also been cut off. So basically, it will only contribute to your listening scores, not to your writing anymore. So this part will disappear. They will continue to contribute to the reading and listening modules respectively. So what has changed now? Now I have shared in my earlier videos as well, the scoring guide video, complete guidance on what has happened exactly in the exam and how the marks have been increased or decreased. So you will need to watch that video to understand everything in detail. So in this video, we are going to focus on writing module only. Essay writing, earlier it was around 15 points, now it is 26 points. Summarize written text, earlier it was 7 points, now it is 9 points. And 12 points for summarize spoken text, earlier it was 12 points. No change to write from dictation. Depending on how many questions you are getting, you will be getting this amount of marks contributed to both your listening and writing. Now don't take this marks exactly out of 90. This will be added to your writing scores and the total will be calculated out of 90. Okay, so that's how it is calculated, and we have done previous experiments just by attempting the writing module and questions from the listening, and then you will see how much marks it gets. So what I did was I bought an official scored mock test from Pearson. Again, I'll show you a screenshot of how I purchased it, and the date when I did it is just a couple of days back. So this time I focused only on these modules, ignoring the earlier modules that were helping us in the exam. So my focus was only on these 4 questions, writing questions as of the date: essay, writing, summarize written text, summarize spoken text, and write from dictation. So I'll tell you what exactly happened in the exam. Now this test is available as a new version on the official website. If you don't know how to do that, then we did share a video on PTE exam updates that have been applied from 7th of August. In that video, all the links and description, everything is present to you. So just go and watch it and you will understand how you can get the same test. So in the exam, when I attempted, I skipped the entire speaking module, focused on the writing questions, and then again I got the reading module. Again, I skipped those questions, And then finally, in the listening module, I attempted the summarized spoken text and write from dictation only, no fill in the blanks. Okay, so now comes the actual score, what I got in the exam, and this is how it looked. So I ignored the speaking section completely. It still gave me 10 points. Same way what happened last time when I ignored it completely. Reading section, I got 18 points. So that means 9 plus 9, 2 summarized written questions. As I told you before in the previous slide, I got 2 of the summarized written text question contributing to 18 points. Now 1 writing essay question, 1 summarize spoken text from the listening, and 3 write from dictation questions is what I got. So as you can see, my score almost I hit a 90, 1 mark. Maybe I lost in a word from write from dictation, but again, listening module, 31 points just by doing 2 questions, write from dictation and summarize spoken text. Now let me show you. As I said, I can't share the original scorecards here, but you can access it from the Instagram account, or even if you WhatsApp us, we are happy to share it with you. Now let's see the receipt. This is what I bought from the Pearson website just from 1 day back. And then I did this test right yesterday, and I'm going to share with you some questions as well, and what I did with the question, where I followed the template, where I followed copy paste, where I use keyword, whatnot. Everything I'm going to share it with you. So don't worry about that. And if you are worried about these questions are pretty similar to what we publish in our prediction files. 2 types of membership we offer, and you also can get those prediction files. One is priority membership. Now these membership plans are only YouTube specific, so you won't get any practice app or something, only YouTube specific. You will get exclusive access to the videos. You will get the prediction files in the priority plan, which is cheaper one. If you want more stuff to help you, like the vocabulary list, the spelling list, the grammar ebook, the templates, everything you will get in the VIP plan. So depending on how much help you need, you can avail those benefits for yourself. There is link and everything is given in the description and on the top of comments as well. So for copyright reasons, I have paraphrased these questions. This was the exact question that appeared in the exam, but I've changed the wordings, I've changed the numbers and some wordings here and there. So what did I do with this question? The same question I got. What I did was I wanted to test the copy paste technique, because it was a major change announced by Pearson and everyone is habituated using the copy paste, one sentence from here, one sentence from here, one sentence from here. So that's what I wanted to test. And I did exactly the same thing. Now, when I copied the sentences, first of all, if you see this sentence, this is in the question form. So I just changed this question to a simple form, is a normal sentence form. Instead of who, I put no one, or everyone you can put. Everyone would have thought, or no one would have thought, because it's a question. It's trying to pose it in a negative way. So I just put no one and full stop. So there you don't need a question mark. So if you are using any sentence that has a question mark, you have to convert it from the question form to a normal form, positive form. That's what I did. And then I combined this sentence and then I combined this sentence. So total 3 sentences, but it exceeded the word count of 75, which is the maximum limit for summarized written text. So I had to cut down some of the words, like I cut down some adjectives where it was not required, or some in change alley in the city of Birmingham. So I just removed this part, cut down the word so that I can still fit it into 74, 75 words, which is the maximum limit for PTE Academic. That's what I did, and the results you already know. Second question was this: difference between city and farmhouse. So again, I followed the same thing. In this one, there was no question form. So I took one sentence from here, one from here, and these 3 sentences exactly in the same order. And again, I had to cut down some words because the total word count exceeds, because one of them is a very, very long sentence. So in this sentence, I had to trim out some words from here, or particular phrases from here itself. Because there are so many things that are being talked about, you can take out 1 or 2 of them to fit them in the word count. Okay, that's what I did. But don't try to take everything out, otherwise you will lose content. And content is something that has been focused tremendously. Now I'll go back to the slide, and why is the essay marks so higher now, and why everything has been increased. Summarized written text, summarized spoken text, 2 points have been increased in both of these. Content point has been doubled. Earlier it only contributed 2 points. Now it contributes 4 points. That's why the marks are increased. And as I said, if you want to see the whole breakdown, how the summarized written text works, how the summarized spoken text works, we do have videos for that in our channel. You can have a look at them. The other things are grammar, spellings, vocabulary, form, which is the length. In summarized written text, spellings are not marked because you are actually seeing the text and then just copy pasting it. So spellings are not marked there, but in every other question, spelling will be marked. So that's what I said. If you want to avail yourself VIP plan, we do give the latest spellings as well coming for right from dictation, listening fill in the blanks. These two will be taken care of by that. Now let's move on to the essay writing questions. Now again, this is the question that I got in a paraphrased form. Means of communication in society has changed markedly over the last 20 years. In your opinion, advantages and disadvantages. Now this phrase was in a different form and this phrase was in a different form, so I just changed it. Now if you look closely, what I advise you guys to do, if you have watched any of my essay writing videos, it is same template. And what I tell you, take this template and modify the words here and there. Synonyms, replace the words with your synonyms. Okay, there are several tools or Google that can help you to replace it. So for example, if I say to begin with, you can say firstly. If I'm saying any adjective words, promoting, thoughtful, so you can say encouraging, thoughtful, or encouraging dialogues, thoughtful dialogues or discussions. Those type of words you can replace, and every single sentence you change some things here and there, some linking words, some meaningful words, all of them you change it, and then that template becomes your own. And then on top of it, what do I have to do? Don't forget about using simple sentences, but you also have to consider compound sentences and complex sentences. Now, if you see what pattern I followed, in this sentence I have put the title and then expressed. You will have to look at that video where I have explained this template in detail, and then the topic, what exactly the essay will discuss. And in this one, first sentence I followed it as simple, second one as complex, third one as compound, and last one again simple. Simple, complex, compound, simple. And same pattern I repeated in this, first, second, third, and fourth. And in the last one, conclusion, automatically it will become a complex or compound sentence. It's very easy to create a complex sentence. Just put although at the beginning, and then after one phrase you put a comma and then start writing the other phrase. Or if you want, you can also use not only but also. That's how you can create complex sentences. Or if you are just appending two phrases, then it becomes compound sentences. Tom plays football, comma, and his friends go to the concert. Something like that. So I'm just telling you the difference between complex and compound. And in conclusion, I just tried to include the two ideas from these two paragraphs and summed it up. So automatically it became a compound or complex sentence. So because I started with while, words like this, while, although, not only, will create complex sentences. So if you see the length of up to here, it becomes a complex sentence, and then in the end I express my view, what I feel about this topic. This is the exact same writing that has fetched me the score that you got. Okay. Now, if you are one of our live students, already you have seen the video and you have seen the same essay. The remaining questions summarize spoken text. I'll show you which type of question I got and what notes I took. So this was the question related to architecture in Western London, how they have created, architects have created terrible buildings and they don't realize what is beauty, what is architecture, some sort of, philosophical lecture was there, not scientific. Okay, so I just followed the same template. Now again, there is a video on summarized spoken text. I did not deviate anything anyway from that template. Exactly the same. The speaker discussed, I wrote the first phrase. And then I made it a compound sentence because 70 words I still need to write. And then firstly, he mentioned, and then another phrase. So if you see, subject, verb, object is repeated. Terrible buildings, adjective, noun combination that acts as the subject. Last is the verb here, last, lasting, lasted, not first and last, the other lasting. Very long. Okay, now this becomes, very becomes your adjective, this becomes your object. So that kind of phrase, the same thing that I have been teaching you, exactly what I used. Then he explained this and also this, combined some points from here, anger, frustration, whatever you see here. Later, he also described Rome is nicer than San Francisco, comparison, furthermore, overall. Okay, same thing I wrote it. And the word count was very close to 70 words. So because the content points have been increased, so I cautiously or subconsciously or consciously, whatever you want to call it, I increased the word count a little bit. Even for essays, I wrote around 280 words. Normally, in the past, I have just written 250 words and it still gives me a perfect score. But because the content has been marked higher now, 6 points for content. Earlier it was 3. General linguistics, development, structure and coherence, these have been doubled from 2 to 6. So that's why I need to follow and exhibit more things from outside using the same template, but pattern wise you have to follow a combination of complex and compound sentences. Then only you can show your mastery in your writing and the AI will appreciate it and it will give you a lot of marks. And last but not the least, write from dictation. So for write from dictation, I'll tell you very clearly, first of all, that I did not try to use extra words because in this attempt, my focus was on the templates. 2 templates have been tested, very important to test first, essay writing and summarize spoken text. Now that thing has been cleared because if I used extra words and something negatively would have happened for me in the exam, then I wouldn't have been able to distinguish what caused the scores to drop. So in this particular attempt, I did not do that. I stuck to the basics. I listened to the audio and then I revised it in the mind. I noted down the initials and then straight away I started typing. Okay. So these 3 questions came in the exam. Again, I have paraphrased the questions because of copyright issues, but very similar questions came in the exam. You can see the length. Now in this particular question, the speaker paused a little bit in the middle. To gain full scores, a proper bibliography is necessary, something like that. So I put a comma there as well. But even if you don't put it, the main thing to follow is capital letter at the beginning and a full stop in the end. Stick to that because this is a writing question. So punctuation is important. Okay. And spellings is also very important for this question. So please don't start asking questions related to whether extra words will work or not. Now extra word has a different theory. Now if the question is this long and you have been able to only recall up to this, then you are writing 3, 4, 5, 6 extra words, then you are not getting that much negative problems. Okay, not a penalty is there. So what happens is when you are already able to recall everything and then you are appending lot of words in the end, so that causes the number of words to explode. Basically, you are wasting a lot of time for yourself as well and then you are putting a lot of words in the end. So that's like a red flag. Basically, 10 words question and then you are putting 20-25 words there. So that can cause problems. What we advise students to stick to 3 to 4 words that should continue. But in this case, as I told you, there is a catch. How much words or how many words you are able to recall and then on top of it, how many extra words you are adding. So in total, if it is 10 words, you only put 5 or only recall 5, then 5 to 6 extra words is not a problem. But if you have already written 10 words and on top of it you have added another 10 words, then it can be a problem. So think of it in a logical manner, what you are writing. Grammar can also help you. Sounds can also help you. Oceans provides this plural subject, singular verb. So that's how. Migration pathways for various aquatic animals, various, showing that this will be a plural noun. So these kind of grammar things can still help you in write from dictation as well. Even in listening fill in the blanks, they help you. So exactly what I did, written down the initials and then typed it, put a full stop in the end and submitted my test. And then I had to wait a couple of hours to get the result and the screenshot I showed you in a graphical format, the real scores, you can see it on our Instagram profile. Now, if you are really interested to get these questions, could be part, or the real exam questions could be part of the prediction files we prepare because they are the most repeated questions. So the idea here is not to get the same questions in the exam, but similar words, spellings and vocabulary is definitely repeated. So if you're thorough with that, you can crack any question. So that's how we want you to prepare and be thorough with whatever module you are preparing. I hope this gives a relief for a lot of you who have been relying on us on using the template. Yes, you can use the template, but whatever I showed to you, how you have to use the combination of complex compound for essays and how you have to write in the phrase form in the SST, which is summarized spoken text, then you are in good hands. So you can still crack a 90 whatever happens to the PT exam. I told you before as well, Edutrainex strategies पे संदेह नहीं करते हैं. Okay, jokes apart. So if you have not watched the video in the meantime, what we published related to the PT scoring guide and also the reading results, what we showed to you earlier in the previous video, go and watch it now. Will be a lifesaver if you follow and stick to the techniques that we are teaching you. Keep watching Edutrainex and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT topics. See you soon.